just kind of merging that gut with the actual financials is, the one thing that always amazes me is when you look at Apple and, you know, they do no market research. And, you know, they've now sold 7 million iPads when 2 years ago, if you would have said to someone on the street, you know, do you need a tablet? Anyone would have looked at you and thought, no, why do I need that? So I think one of the things as well is when you are, you know, pitched to investors concepts that were not in the market and they look at you like you're absolutely crazy, you know, is really being realistic with your financials. And I think it's probably something Damon can talk to. You speak to people that want to launch a business and they say, oh yeah, well, you know, I need 100 grand to start it up and in year 2 we're going to do 70 million in revenue. And you're like, no, you're not. You know, and actually I had that. The first business that I did, I pitched this very well-known investor in the UK, and he's kind of aristocracy, and I was trying to convince him why we only needed about £250,000 to start the business, and he got up and walked out about 15 minutes into the meeting. He said it was a waste of my time because it's not realistic. And that's one thing I think you've got to make sure those numbers are tight. You know, the concept's got to be tight, and the numbers have got to be tight and realistic, and it always takes longer than you think it's going to take. You know, 6 months in startup world goes literally in very, very quickly, and you're a year and a half in, you're like, oh shit, the product's not out the door yet, so I just saw on the panel.
That's half the time of R&D.
Yeah, and those are the real things. And I would also say, you know, if you don't have any business experience, yeah, it's great, you know, you look at Mark Zuckerberg and those guys, and it's like, okay, yeah, they have no business experience, and they, you know, created, you know, Twitter, and people who created Facebook, and people created Foursquare. But, you know, those really are, I'm not saying you're not going to do that, but those are the 1 in a billion that actually happen. So, you know, my advice would be make sure that your numbers are really, really tight, and make sure they're realistic. Because the worst thing you could do is go in front of a panel of very, very educated business people and ask them for an amount of money that literally, you know, they would spend on R&D in 2 months, and you're launching a $70 billion, you know, operation. It won't happen.